Welcome everyone to another episode of the Get Fired Up show. I am super excited and I am grateful to God for this opportunity God has given unto us to see another day. It's not by our power, it's not by our might, it's by the grace and the favor of God. Thank God for this time. As you know, my name is Omolola Oyewumi fondly called Lola World. I'm your host today, and I'm super excited to, what we are talking about. What we are, the theme of the month is progressive prosperity, and we started last week, opening it up around the perfection traps, that hold us from moving forward, and then of course we talk about the shift, the shift for the progressive prosperity. If you missed it last week, I'll say, go back to what we dealt on and then go and listen to it. It's very powerful and you will love it. All right, super excited. I want to welcome everyone. I know we have a global audience. So if you are joining us for the first time, please put in the comments where you are joining us from. Where are you joining us from today? What part of the world are you? Where are you joining us from? Um, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. And if you are a returning community member, you are here, you've been joining our episode or Fired Up show, in and out, I want to say welcome back. This time, trust me, you're going to live with blueprints. You're going to live with not just what you're going to achieve for 2026, but for the rest of the decade, right? If your goal is you were retiring or you want to look at work option by 2030, guess what? You are in the right place. So I know this time for some of us, we are having our lunch or we are getting to get into the lunch time in this part of the world that I am in, right? And for some of us, you're coming back from work, it's evening, and then you're just tuning in getting skills, getting tips, hacks, and strategy that can help you in your financial journey. So super excited for what we are discussing today. So we are going deeper. Today we are going deeper. We are going deeper. Last week, just like I said, we named the trap, right? And naming the trap is not enough. Making the shift is what is enough, right? I talk about the shift and I have my note here. You're moving from earning to owning. You are moving from reacting to designing. So you're not living your life by autopilot. And of course, the thought shift is motion, right? Motion to momentum. So you are going, it's not just, don't stay. Every single steps, action that you take is moving you closer to that your goal. We're going to discuss how you achieve that your fire number today. At least you have a better picture of what it looks like, your fire number. All right. So today we talk about what it actually looks like to build wealth. As you know that I am a wealth system architect, I help you in terms of putting together based on where you are. So don't look at aspiration where you want to be, but based on where you are right now, how can you move from here, to there? Some of us don't know what that there means, right? In fact, some of us don't even know where we are. So first thing is that awareness, and that all the conversation builds up to we knowing where we are. If you have taken the fire assessment, the fire readiness assessment, at least you would have had a sense of, oh, am I a builder? Am I a starter? Am I an accelerator? Or am I a trailblazer, right? You would have had a sense of where are you and how long will it take you to get to that financial independence, right? So that is what we are doing here today. So we are looking at going deeper into it on purpose. We are going to be designing it on purpose, designing the wealth that we desire, right? We are going to be intentional about it. We are going to be architecting because you are designing the life that you want. Remember, here in Fired Up Movement, We design the life that we want. We live on our own terms. So if you are joining us and you're like, oh, what's this? What are they talking about? I wanted to say, welcome. We design our life that we want. We design the life that we desire. So put in the chat if you really desire this life we're talking about. In our community, we call it a bedazzled life. Bedazzled life. Do you like that kind of life? The life that you want where all the things that, looking at if you're not focusing on health, wealth, and all of that, what kind of life will you want to live? Right? That's your bedazzled life is no restriction. If I have all that I need, what will I be doing? If I don't have to clock in and clock out of that job, what will I be doing? Right? What kind of life will I be living? Where do I like to go? What impact do I like to create or value I want to bring to the world? That's the bedazzled life. And it's a journey. Some of us, we like, okay, we are intentional. That's why I say we are architecting that life. It might take a longer time, it might take a shorter time, but at least you are aware and you are moving from point A to point Z. All right. Today's topic, let me bring it up, is wealth by design. Do you see that? Okay, let me go back. Okay, wealth by design. Okay, I call it wealthy by design. Do you see? Wealthy by design. So I'm super excited because I love this part of my curriculum. I won't call it curriculum of what I teach here in FiredUp, because we have a system, the FiredUp Accelerator System. Part of it we'll be talking about today, which is, I'm not going to bust it, but at least we're going to get there. But what I know is this: most people become whatever their financial habit produces. What's your picture? The picture of your financial habit is the outcome of who you are or the kind of life that you're living. And that is wealth by design. Whenever your financial habit produces an outcome, either it is intentional or not. I hope you get that. So today we are not going to be living by life by default. I wanted to say wealth by default. That's whatsoever, whatever will be, just leaving it on autopilot, right? Today we are designing something different. Wealth by default. Wealth by design, not wealth by default. All right. So let me get into it. Before we get into, we're going to declare. As you know, we started declaring because we believe it is God, it is Him who has given us the ability to make wealth. So we don't remove God from the equation. Every time we talk about our wealth designing, wealth operating system, every time we talk about our financial future, our financial independence, financial freedom, God is in the equation every time. So let's declare. We activate by voice printing, right? We learn, we activate by voice printing. So I wanted to say, wherever you are right now, if you can say it out loud, that will be perfect, right? Say it out loud, read it, declare it as you're seeing it on the screen, that I am not building by accident. I am building by design. I am building by design. I am intentional building by design. My wealth has a blueprint. My wealth has a blueprint, and I am the architect. I am the architect. I define my freedom. I define my freedom. I map my future, and I build on purpose. I build on purpose. I am done living my financial future to chance. I am done living my financial future to chance. And this one, say it like you really mean it. I am wealthy by design, not by default. I am wealthy by design, not by default. Amen and amen and amen. Yes, put in the comment if you have really declared this. If you have really declared it, I want you to put in the comment. Say amen with your love emoji. You can put a fire emoji if you have really declared it. And remember, you continue to as you're going in by your day, as you're going, about your business. Every time there's something I started doing based on what my mastermind members were talking about, how this habit has really helped them. Like every watch hour of the day, they declare, they just pause. And I started doing that as well, such that if it is 9 o'clock, so I have my alarm, if it is 9 o'clock, whatsoever I am doing in the middle of anything, I take a pause and I declare and I pray. I just speak. So I might sometimes I have a thought that I put in the front of my mind that I am speaking to. Or sometimes it might just be praying for my children. It might just be praying for my husband. It might just be praying for that project. It might just be praying for that team members, right? So it's now started helping me. So the same thing we do for our finances as well. As we're declaring some of those things, right? When you just have that nudge in your spirit, you just declare it. Some of us, we have a goal that we know that it's only God that can help us to achieve it, even in terms of revenue goal or financial goals. We are putting in our best, right? But there is a thing called grace. There is a thing called grace, and there is this preaching by AJS, Apostle Joshua Selman, that said, I hope I get the title right. Said there's something called favor, the favor of God and favor of man. He was talking about that, and I know that we do our own best, but there's something called favor. So let's always constantly check with God, declare this word, right? And I know that God is going to really help us as it is. We have that nudge in our spirit. Let's pause and let's declare, even for our future. All right. Some of the things that we'll be talking about today, because every time we talk about financial freedom or financial independence, it's really a long-term goal, right? It's really a long-term goal. And when people come for this kind of conversation, or they go on a conference, they go to a retreat, they are fired up. They set up this plan, they work with a financial planner, and they set up all of this. But a lot of professionals, I would say, they are living financially on autopilot. They are living on autopilot, right? Default living. And that is why I want us to first of all go into this, so that you know where you are. And it happens to the best of us. But we are changing that script today because we want to be intentional. We want to architect that future that we see, or the future that we preferred. Do you see? So let me describe that default financial living for you, so that you know it. I wake up, I go to work, I get paid. The bills come out automatically because of the part of world that I'm in. I'm in the US. The 401k goes out by what the HR has, set it up to be, right? During your during your onboarding, they're like, oh, do 6%, or do 10%, like, okay, so set it up for me. While you were doing that onboarding 6 years ago, and you never went back to it. You spend whatsoever that is left. You save what you remember to save. That is autopilot. And you tell yourself, I will get serious about time next month. I'm going to get serious about my money. Remember what we talked about last week, the 3 profession trap. One of it is, I'm not just ready yet, or I need to be debt free, or I will start when I earn more. All of this trap, this one is part of them. That, oh, I will get serious. This month, there's so many bills. You know what? Next month, I'm going to do better. And that next one turns into decades. In fact, before it turned into decade, it turned into next next quarter, right? Let know Q2 or Q3. And Q2, Q3, next quarter turns into next year. And next year turns into decade. Let me pull this down. Do you see? That is the default life. That is the default life. You just wake up one day, you are earning more than you have ever imagined. This happened to me. And you know when that realization will come? When you get your W-2 and when you get your 1099. That's a document you get when you want to file your taxes. And you're like, how come? I was just like, how come? Like, did this money pass through my hand? How come? Where is the money? It happens to the best and the best of us. We are wondering, where is this money? Where is this money? And it's financial fragility, financial fragility, I call it, because we are only earning from this one source. We are earning so much, but it's only from one single source. This is the definition of default living. Default living is natural. You're just living your life. You wake up, brush up your teeth, go to work, go, do a kids run, come back. Nothing really like that is what waking up for or fighting for or something that you are, you are pushing yourself towards. And I always say this, right? If something is not pursuing you, you pursue something. I don't know if you understand that thing. And that is the kind of being intentional, because something must be pursuing you, and that is why you are running, or you are running towards something because you have a goal. Default living by default or wealth by default, it's costly. It has a cost. Every month you live by financial default, your future is being designed anyway. If you like, say me, I want to design it this way or not, it's designed by your habit. It's designed by your habit. Your future is designed by your habit, by your employer, by your tax, by tax system, by inflation. All of this, if you like, that is the default life design. They are all designing your financial future, whether you show up to that work or to that blueprint, or you have that blueprint, or you have a plan, whether you have a plan or not, there is something designed for you. And last week, I think I said that, right? And the plan they have for you is not the best. So the question is not whether your wealth will be designed or not, because it's already been designed by all of these things that I said, right? By your habit, by your employer, by tax system, by inflation. It is designed anyway. But the real question is, will you be the architect to now say, okay, this is what I want it to be? And that is what we are talking about today. So let me get into it. All right. Yes, I like numbers, as you know, and trust me, because I am prepared for this conversation. I said, let me choose the best, the one that was like, even me myself, I was like, I was awestruck. Like, is this real? Right? And this is the statistics. Oh my goodness, I can't call this is statistics. Okay. 1 in 4, every American has written their financial plan. Do you see? Only 1 in 4. And it's not just American because you are in America, but people, professionals that are living in America. And the reason why I am using this is because that is the geographical area that I'm in. You too, you can check the statistics based on where you are right now, in Australia, in Canada, in UK. Look at it and look at what is the statistic. It's alarming, right? 1 in 4. That means that 75% of people including many high earners. We look at those numbers last week, including high earners, people earning over 250,000 a year. They are navigating their entire life future without a map. Without a map, 75% of working professionals that are earning well are living life without guidance, without a plan. Wow. Let us sink in. Let us clock it. Let that one sink in a bit. Look at that. And we are changing that narrative. And that is why we are here. That is why you are on this conversation or on this call on, hearing this. Here is another one that I want to say. Normal, average, professional, I would say people, or people living here in the US or American, they have an average of 18 hours per year managing their personal finances, including me. Even sometimes me, it's even more than that. I'm telling you, that is less than most people spend watching TV in a single week. Do you see? 18 hours, average time spending, managing, pulling your tax this together, looking at your looking at the balance sheet, the spreadsheet, the bank, what's that thing called? Statements and all of that. And because we have multiple credit card, guess what? You have to be looking at it, especially when you are now serious about your finances. Do you see? We will invest hundreds of hours into our careers, into our children's schedule, into entertainment. And in fact, that entertainment, even sometimes, like my son is into football, American football, and I will sit down in that game like this, and I'll be looking like, I don't understand. They will be running and be pushing themselves, and before they're like, okay. After 2 hours, I was just like, 2 hours of my life gone because I want to support something I don't even understand. It's real. It's real. And some of us, parents, that our kids are into so many activities like dancing, choir, and all of those. You know how many hours goes into entertainment, but only 18 hours a year on the system that funds our freedom. Do you see? That's alarming. And then the last one, this one, of course, is by Schwab. And they say that 2.5 times of more likely for a professional or someone that writes their financial plan is more likely to come to come to fulfillment, right? A written plan are 2.5 more likely. Okay, let me put it up this way. Charles Schwab's, I know you know Schwab's, they had a research. So according to the research by their Wealth Modern survey that they did, said that people with a written plan, we're talking about a written plan, people with a written plan, they are more than two times, let me just put it that way, they are more than 2 times likely to be financially stable. And they save twice as much as those without a plan, meaning that you should have a plan. And what we are trying to drive at is this: when you write that plan, you are twice more likely to save more, to invest more, to even achieve your FIRE number or financial goal, rather than every other person that are without a plan. So you are more likely to achieve that goal because you have a plan. And more than 2 times, are likely that you are going to achieve that. Not even because you are earning more, it's just having a plan. And this one, it's kind of like, I look at the research like, okay, I think it's true. Because immediately, even some people that, write that plan and just still leave it inside their drawer for years. Let me remove it so that you can see me. and they leave it. They just discover that, oh, what I read, what I've written, and they come to this kind of conversation, and they go back into the plan that they're like, okay, guess what? Sometimes they might have even achieved that goals, but because they already wrote it or they've written it and they have a plan, and remember, they might drift from that plan, and that is what we are going to be talking about as well, because the financial independence journey is a longer journey, and life happens in between. Do you see? And because life happens in between, you don't even want to be remembering that I have one brokerage account and all of that. You want to live life first. Then, do you see? So, making sure that we are back on track anytime life happens, and but because we already have a plan, guess what? We have a track to run on when it comes to our financial goals. All right. I want you to put in the chat which of the statistics, really hit you, or you think, oh wow, this is a new learning, or this is a new discovery for me. Is it the one in the four? That one really caught me. Or the number of hours we are putting into our financial planning every year, right? Or is it the 2.5 times likely for my plan to come to fulfillment, because I might save more or invest more because I have a plan? Which of this one? I wanted to put it in the chat, and I want to say thank you so much. If I am not seeing comments, is because, okay, thank you for joining, and now I can see comments. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. A shout out to my team member, Mr. Toby Lover. Thank you so much. He's behind the scene, making sure everything is working. Thank you. And yeah, I really appreciate. And I can see some names. I don't know what that names is. All right. Thank you. Okay. Those are the people that joined. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone joining in. All right. So put in the chat which of the statistics really hit you or is a discovery for you. Which of them? All right. I am super excited to introduce the architecture of Fire Accelerator System. Part of it, not all of it, part of it, right? The architecture of course, what we are talking about this month, and that's why I am bringing this to the table today, so that we start to talk about it. Is your WOS, your WOS, your WOS, your WOS, your WOS. Your WOS, your wealth operating system. Do you see? Your wealth operating system. So it's a framework, and we'll be talking about it. Do you see? Before I bring it down, do you see this? Okay. I am super excited, to, let you know or to discuss this with you, because what I call wealth operating system, your WOS, it's the architect, is the blueprint, when it comes to designing the life that you really want, comes with this wealth operating system. And of course, there are so many other things inside the wealth operating system that we'll be getting into today. But I want you to think of the wealth operating system, or the operating system, like the operating system of your phone, or think about it like your phone. Your phone has operating system, right? Either you have Android or you have iOS. The operating system is running them in the background, is the one coordinating everything. In fact, as you can always see that, time and time again, you will see that upgrade, like, oh, update, this iOS, update this Android. What's it called? Is it Android now? Yeah, operate or update your Android. That's the operating system. They are running in the background. They are coordinating everything, the apps, the storage, the connection, the security. You don't even know how, they all work. You don't think about it. But it's always working together to make sure that this phone makes a call, to make sure that you can connect to the internet, to the whole world, through this single device. Its operating system. Now imagine if your financial world looks like that. or if it works like that, if your finances works like that, a system is running in the background. It's coordinating your income. It is coordinating your investment. It is coordinating the protection, coordinating the life that you want, your bedazzled life, all working together at once, whether you are paying attention or not, whether you are being intentional or not, but you have a system that is working, and you don't necessarily have to know, oh, if it is working or know the details. This is your wealth operating system. And I always tell you, there are two total different people or professionals: the ones that are earning well without a system, and the ones that are just earning moderately and they have a system. Who do you think will get into their financial independence faster? Of course, the one with a system, right? It's the one with a system. They are not winging it. They are not just saying whatever will be, will be. Let's see what happens at the end of the month, or whatsoever is remaining years will say. They are not reacting to whatever the month brings. They are not reacting to, oh, there is a market is down today and all of that. They have designed a system, and their money flows through that system automatically. So automatically, their money flows through that system. So let me show you that your wealth operating system as well has 4 components. Your wealth operating system. So if you have a note, you are writing down in your journal or in your note, I want you to write this down, that your wealth operating system has 4 components. And we are going to go through each of this one within this time that we have. So I'm going to hurry up so that, our time is going really fast. All right. And this is your blueprint. The first one is the fire number. Your fire number. The blueprint, the automation. Let me get into it. Why is this thing rolling? Okay. That's it. Your fire number is the first component. You cannot hit a target you haven't named. You cannot hit a target you have not looked at, that you are not aware of. So the first component is the fire number, and I believe we all know what fire is. For some of us that you are new and you are just hearing this fire thing, is an acronym for Financial Independent Retire Early. I have it here. So if you have not gotten my book, please grab it. Do you see? Financial Independent Retire Early. That is fire. And what we do here in our community is we help you break that paycheck dependence so that you can get into your financial independence earlier and faster than the norm. You don't have to wait till 65. You can live life on your own terms. You can retire on your own terms. You can have work optional on your own terms. Do you see? So that fire number, how do we calculate it? Very simple. There are so many variations when it comes, and of course, I have said so many, given different example here on this show. And of course, if you want to really get into the nitty-gritty of how the one that is particular to you, that is customized to you, then you can get it from my book, Get Fired Up. It's in here. But how do you calculate your fire number? The rule of thumb is your monthly expenses times 12, which is your annual expenses. Multiply it by 25. Where does 25 comes from? That's the rule of thumb. But how I understand it is this: your current age. So let's say that you are 40 years old, and you know by history that your grandma, your grandpa, your great grandpa, they lived 100 years or 101 or 90 years. That life expectancy, is it life expectancy or longevity? That is the one that you will now you will subtract your current age from. So you are 40 and you know that the life expectancy based on your great grand, maternal, paternal, and all of those people that have lived before you, they spend like 90 years, but me, I like to say 100. But let's say it's 90 years. So you subtract 40 years from 90, guess what? You have 50. And that 50, you multiply it by your annual expenses. That is how you get your fire number. And it's a big number, right? But the rule of thumb is because, and I think the reason why they use 25 is because the normal retirement age is 65, right? So what kind of life do you want to live by the time you retire at age 65 till the life expectancy life end, which is age 90 in this case, in this example, that is 25 years, right? And then you now multiply that 25 years times the annual expense. I hope you understand that. So let me remove it. So I want you to calculate that for yourself. If, let's say that is your annual expenses is 80,000 a year to live on, or to live on the life that you really desire, the life that you want. Guess what your fire number is? That is 2 million. That is 2 million. Do you see? If your annual expense is 60,000, multiply that by 25, that is $1.5 million. If it is 100,000, guess what? That is 2.5 million. Before you panic about this number, like these are big numbers, I need you to understand something, that your fire number is a destination. It's not a sentence. It can change. That is the goal that you have. That is your target number that you have there. And every single penny, dollar, naira, yen, euro, every single dollar that you invest, they move that needle closer to that your goal, to that your fin number or fire number, or what are the names? Different. There are so many different names. Freedom Day number. There are so many names that we call it in the financial industry, but here we call it fire number. Just give you the sense that, okay, this is the amount that I am looking towards, and every automation, every contribution, every raise redirect to that number. But a lot of people don't do it. We spend decades, professionals spend decades working towards retirement. They have never sat down to say, okay, this is amount that I'm looking at. They don't know the number. They don't know the gaps. What we do here is, we know from where we are right now, even if we are earning 30K per annum, what is the life that I desire? What does it look like? How much will it cost me? You want to, first of all, at least have that number. Have it written down. Let it scare you. That is the number that you're working towards. Know the gap. Know if you're on track or not. You cannot even close a gap that you have not measured, the gap that you have not seen. How will you close that gap? And that is why you're on this conversation, or in today's conversation, you are hearing today, so that you can know your fire number. That is part of the wealth operating system. The first thing you will first of all know, the first component is your wealth operating system. The first component of the wealth operating system is knowing your financial independent number. And that is the first act of you determining, designing and architecting the life that you want. And you are designing the wealth that you desire. Every other thing's built from here. All right, let's go quickly to this. And I just want to share this. Anthony said this, and she's the author of the Little Prince. She said that a goal without a plan is just a wish. So all those things we are talking about, your fire number without a system to reach it is just a wish. Your financial freedom without designing a path together is just a wish. Your prosperity. Remember, progressive prosperity of what our theme for this month. Your prosperity without architecture is just hope. And I've said it many times on this platform that hope is not a strategy. I hope things will get better. That is not a strategy, right? We all hope, and our prayer is that our hope will not be cut short. But when it comes to your financial independence destination, hope is not a strategy. So you want to put structure together. You want to design and be intentional about what you want. So today we are stopping wishing. We are done wishing. Today, right from this very moment, we start to design. No matter how small the step is, we are designing. All right. So let's get to the second component. I love this, your wealth blueprint. And the wealth blueprint has 4 pillars. And every one of us, you must at least know this. And this is what you build towards. This is your blueprint. No matter if you are talking about any wealth plan, must have all of this. And you know, I said it also in my book, you will see it there. This is your blueprint. Wealth blueprint, 4 pillars. The pillar number 1, earn and redirect. Earn and redirect. This is all about your income working harder than you do. And every one of us, you have this active stream, your 9 to 5, your entrepreneurial, work and all of that. You are a founder, you are a startup a founder, you are a CEO, you are an entrepreneur, you are earning. This is the main stream that is bringing money, that is now funding every other project or every other aspect of your other streams that you have. Anytime you earn, redirect in automation, redirect. And remember that it's not how much you earn. We always talk about this. It's not the amount of money that you earn that is the concern, or that is the focus here. No matter what level you are, go from where you are, where your income is, go from there and go towards what you want to achieve. And also, when you earn immediately, where is your money going? The moment it lands, where is it going? How are you directing it? And I think I shared when I was in corporate, before the money even gets into my account, it has already gone into, ESPP, 401k, HSA, and all of that. Before I even say it, that is how you automate. And if you don't know how to do that, call your bank. Let them help you, so that as it's coming from the source, it redirects to an investment portfolio. It redirects to your emergency fund. It redirects to your savings. We redirect. Automate the redirection before the lifestyle inflation can intercept it. Before somebody will call you and tell you that their mother break their leg and their head and all of those things, you have to consider yourself first. Remember that. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you think about. That is what this one is about. And we already talked about that one. I think we have settled that one. That there is a flow of benevolence. We have budget for that. So we are not closing our eyes to the needs of people. We are not like that. We are kingdom people. And when you know that your wealth that God has given to you, the income that you are earning, you are going to give an account, because it's the resources God has given to you. Do you see? So we are not closing our eyes to the flow of benevolence the flow of benevolence. We do that. You have to do it. All right. So before I get distracted, let me come back. The second pillar is you are investing consistently. Right? Not that when you feel confident. Remember those perfection trap. Okay, when I begin to earn this, when I change that job, or when I have that second job or third job, I'll begin to invest. No, not when the market looks good, because right now the market is really looking bad, at least here in US, at least No, consistently, as you are getting that raise every month, regardless of how you feel, wealth is built on those boring days when, just like I shared with you, you have a journey of 5 years. There are some boring in between days that you don't feel like it. But because you already have a system, so whether the market goes up or down, guess what? You are automating your investment. You are constantly investing. $50, $20, no matter how small. It's not about the number, it's about that consistency. And is it moving the needle towards you achieving that goal? All right. Pillar number 3 is protect everything. I hope you see this one very well. It's really not too clear. Protection. And you know I talk about this a lot, even though I don't, really focus on it. You cannot build on foundation that can be wiped out overnight. You have to protect. Income protection. And every time I talk about income protection, I talk about life insurance. And you know that there are some life insurance, at least here in US, that we have that are protecting you. That you are the breadwinner, protecting you and your ability to make money, your ability to earn is protecting you, not disability protection. In that case, the one your employer gives you. No, the one that protects your own ability in case of any sickness or accident, okay? In case of any accident, in case of injury, in case of even sometimes you go through surgery and you just think, oh, let me just go through this surgery, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm out. And everything turned in a different way, turn on its own, and 3 months, 4 months, you are still recovering. That is not going to be your portion. But some people are experiencing that. It even takes months for that surgery to happen. I have a friend that just went to deliver a baby, and because of that, everything, the whole year wasted because of some surgery that has infection that before you know it. So nobody pray or plan for this. But there is something that wherever you are, go and look at what plan is going to protect your ability to make money. Life coverage is there. The one I just talked about is living benefit, because while you are alive, life happens. Between life and death, life happens. What is protecting you? You want to protect everything, right? Income protection, life coverage, legal structure. Some people, they can sue one court case like this, wipe away all their investment, wipe away all the money they built. Do you see? So you have to be intentional about protecting what you have. You have to be intentional. And of course, the last one is plan for legacy. Plan for legacy. What happens to everything you build if something happens to you? And that is the worst case that we always talk about. There is no way you want to build wealth operating system that all of these today are not going to be in place. Plan for legacy. Not only because you have kids alone. No. Plan for legacy, impact. Plan for legacy. Plan for legacy. It is responsibility. It is love. That is what, for humanity. And the final expression for progressive prosperity we talk about is love. Is that a legacy planning? You earn, remember, you earn, you invest, you protect, and you have a solid legacy. Here in US, even me as a estate planner certified, I help you. Simple document. Have it. This is what I want to happen. Have your trust set up. If you have a living trust, that still goes through probate. You just don't want to live your life based on what government or somebody will want, because having a will is a wish. And it doesn't normally go like you want because it goes through probate. But you have your pour-over will when you are setting your trust. And for people in US, at least you will understand. If you are in Australia, if you are in Canada, if you are in China, if you're in India, whatsoever it's applicable to where you are, go and look at that version and put something for yourself. As a professional, you are earning well. You want to put together what is going to protect all your sweat, your blood, your tears. Remember, all the years you are putting into this work, into either your work or another man's work and all of that, these are years that you can protect by just doing these simple things. Protect it. And for the third component, which, we talk about it, I'm not going to dwell so much on it, is the automation. Your wealth should work while you sleep. Automate. I overflog this one a lot of time. You automate, 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 automate. Automate your investment, automate your protection, automate your savings. All right. Then the last one, this is the fourth component when it comes to your wealth operating system, is review and recalibrate. And this one, a lot of people don't talk about it. And that is why we have Wealthness Check here in our community. Wealthness Check is every week you go over your money. Some people call it money date. Some people call it money Sunday or Sunday morning, whatsoever that is. I even give, recommendation like every month or every quarter, have a check-in with what is going on. What is going on with your investment, with your portfolio, with your statement accounts, with those things, even with your 401k, right? Your retirement account, your 403b, your annuities, all of this account that we open and we forget. We open and we forget about them. What is going on in those things or in those accounts? A lot of people skip this one. Please don't skip it. You plan, you work hard, you put all of this money. You want to recalibrate, you want to review. Every time you think about you putting something back, you just put in your money or you automate it and you leave it. It's like when you buy a car and you never check the oil, you never take it out for maintenance. It will run for a while, but after some time, it won't work again. Your wealth system needs regular checking. Your wealth operating system needs regular checking. Sometimes not every day, not daily, or that you have to be obsessive over it. Some people are old to the extreme that every 1 hour they are looking at it. No, that one is even more frustrating because you will not see any growth like that if you are doing it consistently. But I recommend every, maybe 2 weeks, every month, every quarter, review, or at most 4 times a year. At most January, April, July, December, at most. This one is the normal, and we know that even our organizations, they do this, but they do financial year and all of those things. That's the most that you can, like, at least, not at most, at least. Sorry. Okay. So we are getting towards the close of this conversation. I learned a lot. I will tell you, I really learned. Even me preparing for this conversation today, maybe it's like, okay, I think there are some things that I need to go back to, like, okay, really, especially really drilling down and looking at my wealth operating system. But this quote, I want to leave with you. I don't want you to forget it. You don't rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your system. And a lot of us, you will know this. You will know this by our papa. That talks about you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. By what's the name of this Atomic Habit guy? That's where I got it from. You don't rise to the level of your income. You fall to the level of your system. Do you see? I see a lot of professionals earning 200,000 a year financially. They are struggling. They are struggling financially because their system is weak. I have watched someone earning 70,000 a year, but they build their real estate, agency. They have lasting wealth because their system is strong. Putting in 2,000 here, 5,000 here, put it together. They have their 20%. They go close, buy a house, renovate it. It might take some time, but they renovated it. Guess what? They have rental. Cash flow is king. And so it's not even amount of money that you are earning, but what is the intention behind it and what do you want to do with it? And remember that it takes time. There are some that will give you like stocks gives you, this increment and you get it. And by second day goes down again. Another week it goes up. There are some that you get those, and for people that are doing day trading, they know because sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But the real wealth building that is not that is not left to chances, that is not left to yo-yo, that is not left to gambling like stock. The real wealth system that you build takes time. So remember that 4 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, depending on how old you are or what the horizon you are looking at. Do you see? So your income is not the one that changes. Your income mostly is stable, like it's not variable. The system is the one that changes everything for you. All right, let me get into it. And we are done. And we just, just like I always say, it is him who gave us the ability to get wealth. We declare, we voice print, right? You voice print. If you want to take a picture of this or you want to take a screenshot, take it. I am the architect of my financial future. My wealth has a blueprint. I am building on purpose, building on my wealth on purpose. I know my fire number and I am moving towards it every single day. My money works for me even while I sleep. Begin to say it even before you see it in the real sense. Speak it to life. Speak it to being. I review my wealth. I recalibrate. I keep building. I am moving forward. I am creating momentum. I do not leave my financial future to chance or by default. And that number 7, the last one, I am a wealth builder. I am wealthy by design, not by default. And I am just getting started. The sky is my starting point. So be it. This is who you are. That is what progressive prosperity looks like in action. Okay. Last week, I shared this and I just want to, because it really hit me, because reflecting and looking at all the things that we talked about last week, I wanted to, bring this back and share it again. But I wanted to hear it differently. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. That tree was not planted by accident. Someone made a decision to say, I want to plant. Someone had a plan. Someone designed the future because they could see it. Do you see? Someone made a decision. Someone made a plan. And it says someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree long time ago. That long time ago for you can be the next 7 years when you look at it from today. It's not by accident, right? Someone made a decision. That is wealth by design. Not hoping the shade will appear, not waiting for the perfect season to plant. They decide, right? It is deciding, designing, planting on purpose. So that shade that you want to sit in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that shade you want to sit in, that shade you want to sit in for your children, or the one for your children to sit in, that shade requires a tree you plant today. Today, right now. And this is the perfect time to plant. When was the last time? 20 years ago. When is the next right time? When is it? When is the next right time? Today. Today. So I want to leave you with this 6 words. Stop managing money. Start designing wealth. Stop managing money. Start designing wealth. Stop managing money. Start designing wealth. Managing money is reactive. It's about surviving the month. Designing wealth is intentional or intentionality. It's about building the life. You have spent long enough managing. So today we are designing. You design. You are an architect. You design by your words. You design by doing. You have your own vessel. We call it vessel printing by my coach DDK. Vessel printing. Yesterday was my coach's birthday. I want to say happy birthday, happy belated birthday, pro coach DDK. You are such a gift to this, a generation and to the body of Christ. So thank you so much. I'm using this opportunity to just say we love you, we honor you, and God will continue to, and give you strength. God will continue to give you the wisdom. And as you are the frontliner for us, as you are, going ahead like our forerunner, God is going to back you. We are here, and of course, we are doing this together by God's grace. So we love you. We celebrate your happy birthday, man. So back to what I was saying. My pro coach, we always talk about that. So start designing wealth. Stop looking. Stop watching. Okay. I wish I just removed this one. Okay. All right. We are into it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Your first step into Wealthy by Design is for you to know where you are. You have to know where you are. Where are you? Scan this QR code right today. If you are serious about moving from default to design, this is your first step. Awareness, clarity. You have to know it. You have to understand it. You have to want it. You cannot design a wealth system from a place you haven't mapped, from a place you don't know, from a place you are not aware of. You cannot build a blueprint without knowing your starting point. Where are you right now? This assessment is going to help you. It's going to give you the clarity, the aha moment, like, oh, I'm a builder. Oh, I'm an accelerator. I'm a starter. I'm a trailblazer. So I'm really killing it. What else do I need to do? All right, this assessment is going to teach you, or is going to show you exactly where you are. It's a tool that I built specifically for professionals like you. You are IN driven professional, high performing professionals. If you are ready to get honest about where you are at right now on the journey to your financial independence, then ultimately to your financial freedom, it takes minutes, right? I will say between 10-15 minutes, because we are talking about a diagnostic tool here. So it's not just something that you just answer and just tick, tick, tick. No, it's about mirroring what your habit has been, what habit you've been involved. Those like a bicycle attitude about your money, about those emotions you attach to something you buy, you do all of those things. I remember it's not about emotion, because this is going to really show you the data. Like, where are you? No feelings, no emotion. So I really want you to take this assessment. It's going to show you, and of course, the link is in the chat as well. My team member, if you can drop the link so that people can click on the link as well. And then for people that will be joining, that will be watching the replay, looking at this, if you do not see the link, send us a DM. We're going to send it to you. And of course, I put even the link in my bio somewhere, you will see it. All right, I want you to take the assessment. Let's build. Let's continue to build. I have one more thing. Let me share with you. All right, so next week, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it, right? We'll be getting into understanding, we'll be getting into the real deal when it comes to designing your wealth, right? So the fact that you show up today, this Thursday, is to invest in your financial future. And That is a design in action that we are talking about. You're showing up for yourself, you are speaking, you are declaring, and you know that every conversation you start about your money, that is all design as well. It's progressive prosperity. It's moving you towards that goal. You are not here by accident, you are here by intentional intentions, right? You are intentional about it. So thank you so much. Week 3 of our progressive prosperity, of course, because we are in the series, right? And of it might not be like part 1, part 2, part 3, but of course we continue that conversation around I want to see how FIRE actually works for professionals like you, how that financially independent retire early actually works for a professional like you. You don't want to miss it. I want it to be there. So one more thing I want you to do is I want you to share this episode with a friend that needs to hear this. Share this with a colleague that needs to see this, right? One professional in your life who needs to stop living by financial default and start to live by designing, or they want to start designing their financial freedom, right? So share this with them. Thank you so much. And I remain your girl, your fired up queen, Lala Wealth, the founder of the Fired Up Movement. And this is your Fired Up Show. Every Thursday, we light the fire under your financial future. Until next week, keep designing. Don't live by default. Do not live by default. Live by design. Keep building. And I want you to stay fired up. Thank you and God bless. Bye for now.